Orin, Shieldweaver, Dorne. The hum of the station was comforting. Not exciting, not grand, just present. I, Orin Dorne, though most called me Shieldweaver, spent my days monitoring the energy lattices protecting the Kepler 186f colony. It wasn't a glamorous life. Mostly diagnostics, recalibrations, the occasional energy surge from a passing nebula. But it was safe. Predictable. I preferred it that way. My father, a renowned explorer, had chased the stars. I preferred to hold the stars at bay. Each flicker on the console was a tiny universe held in check, and I, its quiet guardian. The alert was wrong. Not a surge, not a nebula, not anything in the database. It was a ripple, distortion in the energy field itself, as if something was unfolding within the shield. Admiral Val tapped my shoulder, his face grim. "Dorne, we've lost contact with Outpost 7. Sensors show nothing. Just a hole in the energy field, and silence." The silence was the worst part. Outpost 7 held a team of xenolinguists, attempting first contact with the KRYLL, a species no one understood. It's impossible, I argued, running simulations. The shield matrix is stable. There shouldn't be a breach. Admiral Val fixed me with a weary stare. The breach exists, Dorne. And Outpost 7 is gone. We need you to stabilize the field, find the source of this anomaly, and prevent it from happening again. I hesitated. Venturing into an unstable energy field meant facing the unknown. I was a shield technician, not an explorer. "Sir, with all due respect, I'm not equipped for this. I need a full investigative team," he cut me off. "You're the best we have, Dorne. And time is running out." Old Man Tiber, the station's chief engineer, found me staring at the sensor readings, lost in despair. He'd seen things Tiber had. Real things. Things the Academy didn't teach. "The shields aren't just metal and energy, lad," he said, his voice raspy. "They are echoes of the universe itself. The KRYLL, they don't travel through space, they manipulate the spaces between. They unravel the fabric. That ripple you're seeing? That's a tear in the celestial echo." He handed me a worn datapad. "My research. It might help you understand their patterns, their dissonance." I initiated a remote probe, reinforcing my own shielding and plunging into the distorted energy field. The console screamed with warnings. The familiar hum of the station faded, replaced by a chaotic symphony of static and dissonance. It felt like falling apart, atom by atom. But I pressed on, guided by Tiber's research, seeking the source of the tear. The KRYLL weren't attacking the shield. They were undoing it, unraveling its structure with a precision that defied logic. I was stepping outside the boundaries of known physics, venturing into a realm where reality itself felt malleable. The deeper I went, the more I realized the KRYLL weren't hostile, merely different. Their existence was predicated on entropy, on the unraveling of order. I encountered fragments of the outpost, not destroyed, but dispersed, their atoms scattered across the energy field. I also found a KRYLL presence, a complex energy signature that communicated not through sound or light, but through alterations in the shield's harmonic resonance. And then I met Captain Eva Rostova, the outpost's commander, her consciousness somehow preserved within the energy field, a prisoner of the KRYLL's influence. Rostova explained that the KRYLL weren't seeking to destroy, but to return things to their natural state of chaos. They saw order as an aberration, a temporary disruption of the universe's inherent entropy. The tear in the shield wasn't a weapon, but a doorway, a gateway back to the primordial chaos. She'd attempted to communicate with them, to understand their perspective, but their minds were so alien, their concepts so far removed from human understanding, that she'd become entangled in their influence. The doorway was growing, threatening to consume the entire colony. The KRYLL, sensing my presence, focused their attention on me, attempting to unravel my own consciousness. It was a psychic assault unlike anything I'd ever experienced. Tiber's research, the patterns he'd identified, became my shield. I didn't fight them, I resonated with them, mimicking their patterns, subtly altering the shield's harmonic resonance to create a counterwave, a stabilizing force. It was a gamble, a delicate balancing act between order and chaos. For a moment, I felt myself dissolving, becoming one with the entropy. Then, the wave crested, and the doorway began to shrink. As the doorway closed, I intercepted a fragment of KRYLL consciousness, a seed of their understanding. It wasn't a weapon, or a technology, but a concept, a new way of perceiving the universe, one where order and chaos weren't opposites, but complementary forces. I downloaded it into the station's core, hoping to unlock its potential. Rostova's consciousness, freed from the KRYLL's influence, stabilized, and I was able to extract her essence and begin the process of reconstruction. The station was safe, the colony protected, but the seed of KRYLL consciousness had irrevocably altered the station's energy matrix. The shields were stronger, more resilient, but also unpredictable. They pulsed with a subtle dissonance, a hint of chaos lurking beneath the surface. Admiral Val was pleased, but wary. "You saved us, Dorne," he said. "But you've also unleashed something we don't understand." The colony was no longer just protected by a shield, it was entangled with the very fabric of chaos. A rogue energy surge, amplified by the KRYLL resonance, threatened to overload the station's core. It wasn't an external attack, but an internal instability, consequence of the shield's newfound complexity. I realized the seed wasn't a gift, but a test. The KRYLL weren't offering knowledge, they were forcing us to evolve, to adapt, to embrace the inherent chaos of the universe. I plunged back into the core, not to suppress the surge, but to harmonize with it, to guide it, to channel its energy. The surge subsided, leaving the station humming with a new, vibrant energy. The shields were no longer just barriers, but resonating fields, capable of adapting to any threat, of weaving order from chaos. I returned to my console, no longer just a shield technician, but a guardian of the celestial echo. I hadn't conquered the chaos, I'd learned to dance with it. And in doing so, I had become something more than I ever imagined.